Okay guys, we're gonna be skinning again. So I figured I'm standing here skinning, might as well go live. See how everybody's doing tonight. A little nippy out here today. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, Country Style. Gonna be skinning a coyote again. Figured I'd go live while I'm doing it. See how everybody's doing tonight. Cottrell. I think I'm saying that right. Cottrell's hunting and trapping outdoors. Caught another good sized coyote today. I quit messing with this thing, keep putting holes in my gloves. This is a coyote we got today. Just one today, but it's a good sized one. Just weighed it. It's 30 pounds on the dot. Makes number 14 for the year on coyotes that I've trapped. Definitely my best year on coyotes, that's for sure. Yeah, I was missing something. Hey Todd, how you doing? Boxy. Gonna be skinning another coyote. Just got one to do tonight, so. Shouldn't take real long. It's pretty cold out here today. My hands are already numb. Definitely can't wait to get a skinning set up in my shop so I can build a fire before I do this every time. Got a little bit of a breeze going too. Not caught a coyote since December 6th. Tell you what, I've caught 14 and I'm probably wrong, but like 8 of those. Is there still people on here? Go ahead and comment down below if there's still anybody on here. I'm retarded, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. I brought the charger for my phone so I could plug it in while I'm skinning, and I forgot to plug it in. So my phone died. So now we're restarting. Hey Sheets, how you doing? So I know I had like 6 people on here, but then my phone died because I'm retarded. So I'll admit it. I can get people back on here. We'll see. Dr. Oz, you're here. Alright, yeah. I brought the charger for the charging box for my phone so I could charge it while I'm doing this, and I forgot to plug it in, so my phone died. I'm not the smartest person in the world, I can tell you that. It's the little dumb things like that that I do all the time. So, yeah, like I said, we're just skinning. It's pretty cold out here right now. I'm gonna say it's probably in the mid-20s. It's fairly chilly. So, one of these days I need to actually sit down and do a live so I can kind of fiddle with all the things down here to see what I can do. I don't even know what all I can do down there, but yeah, we had a pretty good day on the trap line. I got a video that I'm gonna post on YouTube when I'm done with this. So I really messed up my elbow. Been tough. Yeah. I know quite a few people in West Virginia, and I heard you guys got quite a bit of snow right now. Hey Casey, how you doing? Gunshot back there. It's kind of weird. It's dark outside. Maybe somebody shooting coyotes. Uh, so like I said, I was live a second ago and went to skin the coyote. My phone died because I forgot to plug it in. So it happens, I guess. I just got one coyote to skin today. There's another good sized dog. I just weighed it exactly 30 pounds. So the property I'm trapping's definitely got some good sized coyotes. I caught the one yesterday that was almost 35 pounds, and I've caught 3 now about this size, and then a bunch of little 22, 25 pounders, that little like yearling, 2-year-old coyotes. But all the big ones I'm catching on the complete opposite side of the property. So the little coyotes I caught on basically the same area that I caught the fox in. It was -4 there this morning. Yeah, it's not that cold, but it's pretty cold. I know when I was out here skinning last night, it was cold enough that my hands were hurting by the time I was done. So I've caught enough coyotes to fill a half-gallon jug full of Glen. So that's something. Keeping it froze. I'm hoping I can fit his Glens in this bucket. And then whenever season's over, I'll get that fixed up. Make some lures. Headed back my way tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So you still in California, or have you already come back some? Let me get started on this thing. You're still in California, heading back tomorrow. That'd be fun. Not. Uh, how many, if any of you, are on TikTok? Just curious. How many of you are on TikTok? If any of you. What's up, PA? Just skinning a coyote. Not like I always do. Skinning a lot of them this week. Which I guess is a good thing. That means I'm catching stuff. If I ain't skinning, that means I ain't trapping good enough. Yeah, this guy's got a bushy tail. Like, look at that. My hand won't even go all the way around it. I mean, if I squeeze it, it will, but this guy's got a big old tail. I got one coyote today. You picked up one today. That's good. See, I think the coyotes here are really starting to move, like because of their rut, or they're in heat and stuff. Because I got a buddy that don't live too far away. He's been catching a bunch too. You're not on TikTok, Bob? I do not. I don't ever plan on to. Somebody'd have to pay me quite a bit of money to eat coyote. I mean, that stinks right there. I say all the time, I would rather smell a skunk all day than coyote. Gonna go set some beaver traps again. Man, I wish I had some water that I could trap that wasn't, forever away. I don't want to have to drive 25 minutes out of my way every day. It's already hard enough to go check these traps, and they're, 12-minute drive. Yeah, it's hard catching them in West Virginia. Yeah, I was talking to Nick Biggs, and he's in West Virginia. He said uh, about a week ago, he said that you guys had 10 inches of snow up there right now. We don't have any snow. We got some ice because we've had some colder weather, but no snow. Although I did read, I read, I guess, they were talking about the coldest Arctic storm, like cold weather-wise, is supposed to come here next week, like all of the United States. The coldest one we've had in over 100 years. So I don't know what that's going to bring, but I know it's pretty cold because the weather this year's been crazy. All the way from last year to this year. I mean, summer here was super hot, super dry. And then all of a sudden it went from that to freezing, and then it got warm a little again, and now it's just been cold. It was negative 13 when you left. We've had a couple days around zero here, which for here is pretty cold. We don't have the temperatures like that. We're in the Midwest. So average cold temperature to us is like 16 above, something like that. We'll get here and there, but we'll get in the single digits to zero, but that's about it. Yeah, I talked to Nick a lot. I've sponsored him a little bit, helped him out some. I sponsored him the beginning of last year, and then sponsored his event and donated some stuff. And these comments go away fast. A skunk hat. Man, I don't have any skunks to send you. I've already sent mine off. Catch them, hook me up again. I appreciate it. Yeah, we can kill coyotes all year long, but we can only trap them in season, which here is November 15th to January 31st. But I can go hunt them all year. There's 1 week, I think in February, that we can't hunt them. It's turkey season. There's like a week for turkey season. You're not supposed to shoot coyotes. Your wood burner from your deer stand, like a little like portable heater or something. Wood burner from your deer stand. Nick's about 4 hours from you. I mean, if you want to make me a hat, sure. I mean, I might catch another skunk. We only got 5 days left in season. Yeah, they said, like I said, they said there's an Arctic storm coming next week. It's supposed to be the coldest and worst one we've had in over 100 years in the United States. I mean, it's supposed to like hit everybody. Remember last year, Texas, they were in below zero, and Texas is never below zero. Texas never gets snow, and half the state had like 4 to 6 inches of snow. That's crazy. That's like the Sahara Desert getting rain. Like, what the? It's just weird. The weather the last 5 years has been crazy. I mean, we've been having really hot summers and really cold winters, but neither last long. In the summer it'll get up to 100, but it'll only last 4 or 5 days. then it'll cool off, then it'll get super hot again and cool off. You know, when I was a kid, when it was hot, it would be hot for a month, 6 weeks. Now it's just a few days and then it quits. And same thing with the cold. You know, when I was a kid and it was cold for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Not cold for 2 days and then 50 the next day, and then cold the next day, and then 40, 50 the next. The weather's just crazy. Hey, dear Slayer, how you doing tonight? When it's 40 in Canada, -10. Yeah, there was a. Was it last year? I think it was last year. It was a -3 here and 25 in Antarctica. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, the weather the last few years has just been crazy. I mean, it's like I tell people, you know, here where I'm at in Missouri, usually we'll have a summer that's super, super dry and hot. Like it won't rain for 2 months, and it'll be in the mid 90s to 105, like for 2 months. And then the winter will be very mild. You know, we might get a few days that are below 30, and that's it. And then the next year we'll have a really wet summer that rains a lot. It doesn't get too hot, mostly in the 80s, and then the winter will be super cold. Well, this year we've had everything. I mean, we've had the tornadoes, we've had the hot, dry summer, the snow, the cold, ice. I mean, we had a lot of sleet earlier with last week. It's just the weather here has been crazy because of climate change. I don't know about that because people say the climate change and stuff is supposed to knock the cold weather out or the hot weather. It's supposed to affect the whole world. Well, we still have super, super, super cold weather and super, super, super hot weather. Like it's not we're getting rid of it. It's just it changes so fast. You know, when it can be 70 one day and then 15 the next, that's ridiculous. Brian, -25, yeah. I don't. It's never been that cold here. I think I can remember uh, about 4 or 5 years ago. Me and my brother was hunting. It was -2, and it was really windy, and it was like the feels like temperature was -19, and we was hunting, and it was we got there about 6:30, about 30 minutes before daylight. I was sitting in one stand, and he was down the hill onto the next ridge, about 300 yards away, sitting. And, you know, I was doing some rattling and I got super cold. And I was like, you know what? Whatever comes out, it's getting shot at. I don't care what it is. Like, it's cold. I want to shoot something, go home. It's just too cold to be out here. And a little spike came out like 350 yards. I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can hit it. I had my 7 mag. So I just shot at it and I didn't hit it, but my brother came up and he's like, "Did you hit it?" I said, "No, but I don't care. I'm ready to go." Yeah, I don't. It's hard to tell what causes it. I mean, meteorologists that spend their whole life and career trying to predict weather don't understand it. So this guy right here isn't going to understand it for sure. I can promise you that. All I know, hot, cold, jacket, no jacket. That's all I know. If it rains, don't go outside. That's about all I got. When did you first start trapping? Uh, this might surprise a lot of people. Uh, I had an outdoor store. It was Ozark Trophy Hunters. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it because I used to be fairly big in the hunting industry. Had a big old Facebook page, YouTube. We had everything, and I had an outdoor store. And that year, that was 2018. That was the first year I trapped with my brother. And we actually, for our first year, we caught quite a bit of stuff. I think we caught like 7 coyotes. I caught 2 bobcats. We caught a few fox. Uh, Probably 40 possums, and at least a couple dozen raccoons. That was our first year. We didn't really know nothing about it. We didn't know anything about the fur market. Like, we didn't even know how to skin animals, sell them. We didn't know any of that stuff. So we was just kind of trapping to get rid of predators that year. And since I have not had time to trap, so I trapped kind of like this in 2018, when there was days that I would go check, my brother couldn't, and there was days he would go check that I couldn't because I had the store. And every now and then I'd go to the store late, so I'd go check traps, but a lot of times he would go check them. So I got maybe a month's worth of trapping that year. And so this season is the first time I've actually trapped, like actually went out by myself, set traps and everything. So that's why I tell people, I'm new at this. People might not believe me, or it might surprise people because I have a trapping supply company. I've been dealing with traps for over 3 years, uh, almost 4 years. I've been dealing with traps and trap supplies. But myself, I've only trapped a season and a half. So I'm still new to it. And all the conventions I went to last year, they would ask me, hey, you want to do a demo? And I'm like, I'm not your guy for a demo, man. If you want information, I know it. I got it in my head. I can help anybody with information. But as far as hands-on, I'm not your guy. So after this year, I've got a lot of know-how, knowledge. I've turned it around a ton. I mean, if you guys go watch my YouTube videos from November 15th to, say, Christmas, I didn't catch a whole lot. I was mostly catching raccoons, because I didn't know a whole lot. Well, I had learned a lot in myself and talking with Trapper Jay and people like that. I went to this new property with a whole different mindset and everything, and I'm doing great over there. I've caught 9 coyotes over there. So I'm doing really well over there. So, I still got a lot to learn, and that's when I started doing my YouTube in November. I'd done a couple videos this last summer about making wax dirt and anchors, stuff like that. But when I actually started doing trapping videos, I'd always say, I'm new, so if you guys know a better way, tell me. Well, I had a couple people tell me that I shouldn't be saying I'm new because, I'm doing so well that if somebody is just starting, they might see me doing well and it would make them feel bad because they're not doing what I'm doing. It's like, well, I am new, but the difference is to me being new and a lot of people being new. A lot of people, when they're new, they don't have, you know, lots of traps to go put out. They don't have time to go out and put them. A lot of them are, after work or before work, they're checking, 7 or 8 traps. They have one 30-acre section that they can trap. A lot of people that are new just doing that's what they have. I've been doing the trapping industry long enough that I've accumulated my own trapping supplies, my own traps and stuff. So, I started the year with 2 dozen dog proofs, about 2 dozen foothold traps, and the only thing I bought since then was I bought the dozen Duke 650s. And most of my catches have been in my new sets with the 650s, because then again, I've learned a lot just in the last, month. So, like I said, I'm still kind of new to this, so. Good water trapping. I've never done water trapping. I'd like to. Bobcats. Yeah, the Bobcats here are really like area. I don't know what you call them. They're by area because you can go to one farm and there ain't any Bobcats. You can go to the next farm 2 miles away and they got dozens of them. So it's really depends on where you're at. Just started last year. Been trapping for 6 years. Been run 8 traps. Yeah. See, and that's the big thing about the big number guys. If you go talk to anybody that catches big numbers, they've been trapping for years and years and years and years. So they've accumulated traps and traps and traps and traps where they can go set out, 50 footholds, 100 DPs, stuff like that, and a lot of those, there are people that have a month that they can go trap, Iowa Trapper. I know a lot of you guys watch him on YouTube. He takes time off work that he can go do what he likes to do. He's been doing it for years. He's accumulated his traps over the years. He didn't decide to trap one year and go buy 8 dozen dog proofs and go trap. That's not how he did it. He's done it for years. If you talk to him about the first, 2 or 3 years he trapped, he wasn't catching the huge numbers. It takes a couple years just to learn your area that you're trapping. That's why I hope the property I'm on. I hope I can trap it next year, because next year I can trap it way better, because I know the areas I thought was good that I haven't caught anything, that I'll stay out of those areas and I'll set more traps in the areas I did really well in. So there's a big difference between that and other people. If you have, 10 traps total, footholds, dog proofs, if you have 10 traps total and you have an hour every day to go check your traps, set them, run them, whatever, and you're catching, 2, 3, 4 coons a day, or not a day, 2, 3, 4 coons a week, a coyote every week, you're doing really good. Because if you take your percentage, look at me, I'm running over 50 traps on this property. I caught 1 coyote today. If you take that percentage of catches, that was not good. I did not do good today. I caught a coyote, a really good one, so in my mind, I did fantastic. But most people, if they're running almost 50 traps and they caught 1 coyote, they'd be mad. So, when I first set this property, 90% of the animals I've caught, I didn't have those sets out when I first went to that property. So, you can't judge somebody's total number for the year, because there's a huge difference in what you're talking about. Whether how many traps they have, how much time they have, how much property they have. And just because you have, say, a 100-acre farm that you can trap, that doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be critters there for you to catch. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to go there and catch 20 coyotes throughout the year. You might only catch 1 or 2 coyotes, because, there was only 7 that ran through the whole place in the whole trapping season. So it just depends. There's a lot of variance that go into trapping, big time, a lot of variance that a lot of people don't see. For the most part, most trappers are, let's say, very nice and will help people out. But then there's some, especially the old time trappers, that trapped back in, the 70s and 80s, when fur was really, really, really up there and was worth something. A lot of those trappers still have that mindset that, if I can't get $50 for a coyote, I'm not going to go put a trap out. I'm just not going to do it. Well, I don't think those prices are ever going to come back around. So, if you're waiting for that, or if you're getting into trapping because you think you're going to go catch, 10 coyotes and sell them for $1,000, that ain't going to happen. I can tell you that right now. So, you gotta look at what your situation is compared to other people. The last 4 or 5 days I've done really well, but there's people that do what I've done all season in one day. There's lots of those people. I've caught 14 coyotes. I know people personally that's caught 8 to 10 coyotes in one day. So, to some people I'm doing real well. To me, I'm doing real well. But to some people, my season was a day's work for them. But, they could have been running 200 sets on 800 acres, And there's a lot of people that'll trap 3 weeks here, move to another farm or a new state or whatever, and go, 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 because that's what they do for a living, or they have the time to do that, or whatever. So there's big things to look at on your situation. I don't flesh anything. I just sell green. Yeah, he would. $20, $30 for a raccoon. I was talking to somebody the other day. Oh, Canada. He's talking about they're selling coyotes for $40. I said, man, I'd be happy to get $20 for my coyotes. It's an owl. You guys hear the owl? But so I told him, I'd be happy to get $5 for my green coon, $20 for my green coyote. I'd be happy with that. That'd be awesome to me. But it's not. I'm getting, I get $1 for my green coon. I get my coyotes. My last time I got $10. That doesn't mean I'm going to get $10 next time. I might get $8 next time or $5. So you never know. But yeah, I don't do any of my own fleshing or anything. I might one of these years, but I ain't got the time. I barely got time to skin them. That's why a lot of times I'll have 2 or 3 days with the animals in my truck. That's what happened yesterday. I didn't get skin. I didn't get the skin on Tuesday, so yesterday I had to skin Tuesday and Wednesday's animals. Don't know whether to flush them or not. Uh, you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? That sounds weird. Kind of sounds like owls breeding over there or something. I don't know. But I think if you're talking about coons at all, to me, if I'm going to flesh them, it depends on what I'm going to get at them. I mean, if like I said, if you can sell them for $1 green, or if you flesh them all and get $3, is that extra $2 a piece worth it to you? You got 35. That's $70. Is that worth $70? Money is time. No matter who you are, how you look at it, money's time. So if it takes you 6 hours to flush those or whatever, is that worth $70 in your mind? That's how I would look at it. I mean, if you can flush them, board them, and then sell them for $5 a piece, I do it. No questions. I do it all the time. But right now I sell all my stuff green. I don't have the stuff to flesh and board. I don't have the time to do it. My brothers want to do it next year, so we might try doing a little bit. You tan your hides. The worst is boarding. Yeah, I've never flushed a hide, never boarded one. I've never tanned one. I always skin, freeze, send off. That's how I've done all my furs. So one day I might try getting into that stuff, but I don't know. I was gonna ask, do you guys enjoy the me doing live videos while I'm skinning. Is that something you guys would like me to continue? And I know there's only 5 days left, so I don't know how many more lives we'll do while skinning, but is this something you guys enjoy watching me skin? Whatever. I can't get over how big that tail is. Try to get this closer. You guys see how fluffy that tail is? That's 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 wider than my hand. How fluffy that tail is. These coyotes I've been catching, dude, they have some hair on them. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've heard that a lot of people are having a hard time even selling the fur they got. Thank you, Cottrell. Yeah, I caught one the other day. I'm no kidding. I bet its hair was that long. I couldn't hardly get through. I couldn't hardly see through it to cut. Yeah, the fur market is not good at all. But I mean, it is what it is. When you have Russia, that we used to sell a lot of most of our stuff used to go to Russia. I don't anymore. China put a halt on it. We don't sell to China no more. So, uh, from what I'm hearing, what I've seen, you're better off getting a hold of like a tanner, people that tan, and try selling your furs to them because they can tan the hides and sell them as novelty pieces and stuff like that. Don't go to the big time tanners like the ones that basically the ones that everybody know. Don't go to them because they're going to be trying to buy your stuff for 50 cents so they can tan it, sell it for 80. Nothing against them. That's just how they make their money. But you get with the smaller guys, and they're definitely going to help you out more because they know how it is. That's how all trappers should be. We should all be trying to help each other out. Huh. I guess I forgot just test it. See, there's 11 people on here and 16 mics. That's awesome. What is that? Yeah, if you know how or have the means to make something out of your fur, then sell it. go for it. If you know how to make leather, hats, mitts, shoes, whatever, do that and sell it, you know. If you know how to take a beaver tail and make a wallet out of it and sell it, do it. Go for it. But a lot of people don't have the time or know how to do it. I don't know how to know how. Alright, Cottrell, see ya. Thanks for coming in, stopping by, and chatting with us. These comments go way too quick. Anything to do with trapping? I'm new to coyote, cats, coon, water trapping. I got down. So you're saying you're new to coyotes, cats, and coon, but water trapping you got down? Is that what you're saying? What that was all about. Yes. For the most part, coons are definitely out of the three your easiest to do. In my 2 skunk video, did I run over skunk? No, I didn't run over any. I trapped all of my skunks. I've actually never ran over a skunk in my life. If you're talking about the one we missed and then seen on the way back out, no, I'm not sure how that happened. I feel kind of retarded that happened. But, yeah, when we were going through that field, I could smell a skunk. We could smell a skunk. Because I posted that video, my brother asking if I could smell that. And then he asked me if one of my lures that or something had broke. And I said no. But then we kept going. And we got up to a pond and there was a skunk there. I was like, oh, that's where we smelled it from. I said, I can't believe it was that strong this far away because we was, 400-500 yards away. But I was like, whatever, weirder things have happened. And then driving out, I seen the skunk and I stopped. I told my brother, I said, is that a skunk? He's like, yeah. I said, I don't know how we missed that because literally the tire track was here and my trap was here. So I don't know if he was laying out in some grass where I couldn't see it or what, but yeah, when we came out, I seen him. I felt stupid about it, but it's one of those things that happens. But no, we did not run him over. But yeah, as far as coon, they're going to be easier ones to catch out of coyote and bobcats. I always tell you the best thing to catch coons is you can do blind sets and stuff. I personally haven't had a lot of success with those at all. My blind sets always end up just catching possum, possum, possum. So dog proofs are what I love to use for coons. You see a trail or If you see a dead tree with big holes in it, put 2 or 3 dog proofs at the bottom of that. You see a trail, put some dog proofs there. If you have an old barn or something, go put dog proofs around it. You're eventually going to catch coon. But when it gets down where, it's 20, 30, 20 in the teens, you're not going to catch a whole lot of raccoons because they're going to be put up. All right, Brian, you're good. Thanks for stopping by. But, and then your coyotes, uh, I said, there's 2 coyotes that I've caught this year. If it wouldn't have snowed, I wouldn't have caught them because I seen the tracks in the snow and I was like, I'm going to put a trap there. Well, this one I caught today. If you guys seen my video, it was at least 2 weeks ago. It was our first snow. There was the sand pit and I seen coyote tracks going through it. So I was like, I'm going to put a trap there. Well, I put a trap there and it's been there for 2 weeks now. And I didn't catch until today. So now if it wouldn't have been for the snow, I would have never seen that. So you got to take it, ponds are good places to put coyote sets at because eventually they're going to have to go get a drink. Roads, uh, I'd say at least 90 to 95% of my coyotes have been on roads. If it's a road that doesn't get drove ever, I'll put the trap right in the middle of the road. And that's over at my mom's, that's how it is. I had 5 sets in the middle of that road, and I caught 3 of them caught, and then one of the sets I've caught 3 dogs. So I've caught 5 in that road in total. And then over at the property I'm in now, all of the coyotes have been in the road except for the one I caught today because I seen the snow going through the sand pit and I put a trap there. But other than that, they've all been in the road. So if it's a road that gets drove, I'll put my trap, about anywhere from 6 inches to 12 inches off the road, and sometimes 18 inches, depends on how flashy I want to make the set. But most of my traps are about a foot off the road. So like here's the tire track, my set's right here. I'm kneeling in the road when I make my set. And that's, roads are just the best place to catch coyotes because coyotes like it easy. They want to take the same route you do. That's why they say if you go out in a grown-up field and you brush hog a figure eight, then coyotes will run that figure eight 10, 15 times before they realize to get off of it. Because coyotes are almost always looking down. They're looking for mice and rabbits and stuff like that. Yeah, I got a number 2 bridge that got ran over this year. I won't put my traps in the middle of the roads no more. I'll just set them to the side. Just make them a little flashier. Take you a little log and put by your bait hole. They'll see that. They'll want to go pee on it. Then they'll smell your bait and then they'll start digging and get caught. So a lot of times, so if you're talking bobcats, uh, I've, again, I've only been trapping really 2 years. The first year we caught 2 bobcats, and that was in a briar thicket where there was a bunch of rabbit trails and stuff. And then the one I caught this year, the landowner told me that he said we see lots of bobcats right here in this area, so I put a set there, and that's where I caught that bobcat. But I'm by no means a good bobcat trapper, but I do know bobcats, they're not like coyotes. Coyotes like to stay on the road. Bobcats will veer off and just go. If a bobcat sees something, it's going to go for it, and it's going to walk until it gets there. And then if it sees something else, it's going to go after that. That's why they say, flagging is great for bobcats because bobcats over here, they see a flag 400 yards away. They're going to walk to it. And then they're going to see something the other direction 200 yards away. They're going to walk to it. Bobcats like to just keep going, 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 going. They see something, they go. Coyotes like to travel pathways, whether it's a game trail, a deer trail, a road, whatever. Coyotes like to stay on trails and they'll go until they see an animal or smell one and then they'll go after it. So that's why, again, I'm not a huge bobcat trapper. I don't know much about them, but that's just my take on them. Bobcats, they like to wander a whole lot more than dogs do. If you're wanting to know how they act, look at your dogs at home, look at your cats at home. They're going to act pretty much the same way, you know. They're not going to be 100% the exact same animal, but they're going to act the same way. Whether, you know, your dog, if you take them walking, they're going to find that bush that's out in the middle by itself and pee on it. They're going to find the tree that's by itself, they're going to pee on it. That's the way coyotes are. They're going to find that random thing sitting there and they're going to want to go pee on it. Uh, Cats are the same way, you know. That's just I don't know how to explain it, but that's just kind of their mindset, how they are. Uh, I missed something here. You watched my catch video today? Yeah. You think somebody's running over your traps on purpose? Yeah. I don't know. I think it's totally different if you're trapping like public land or something. That's really hard to be able to tell what other people are gonna do. So I've never trapped public land. I've never even hunted public land, so I don't know. It's a whole nother ball game to me. So, did anybody else have much luck on the trap line today? You're welcome. And also, if you have like long roads going through fields, just walk them. If you see like coyote poop, go off the road, set your trap. Every time I've seen coyote poop, I put a trap there, and I think I've done that 5 times, and 2 or 3 of them have caught this year. Got most of your fox this year, trapping middle of 2 tracks. Yep, 2 gray and 5 reds. 4 coyotes, 7 fox, around 50 raccoons. Yeah, I think I've lost track. I think I'm at 32 raccoons, 14 coyote, 1 bobcat, 1 fox, and 1 cow. Put the scat close to it, and yeah, I did that a couple times. There's the property I'm on right now. I caught my first week there, and granted, the property I'm on is nowhere near houses. I mean, the closest house to most of my sets is a mile and a half. I caught 4 dogs, like house dogs. I asked the land manager that I talked to, that I'm friends with. I asked him about them. He's like, I don't know whose dogs they are. He's like, I don't. He's like, I don't. They shouldn't be there. Yeah, that stupid wing. So, yeah. It's another thing you're gonna run into is catching dogs. I've never caught any other animals from people, but well, granted, that farm I was on earlier this year that had cows, I caught one of the calves in a number 3 Duke, and he really messed up that trap. I've tried fixing it a couple times, and I don't know. He's bent the jaws or something, and I can't get the dog to come down to the pen. Got some scat today from Coyote Cats. Used it on a remake, but did not use for a fox run because there's no many goats right around there. I've got a fox here. I catch them up on my uncle's farm. Yeah. The reason why a lot of people use fox urine on their sets is coyotes do not like fox at all. So you'll see a lot of people use like fox glands and fox urine on their sets. That's because coyotes do not like fox. I've heard this from quite a few people that coyotes hate fox. That's why a lot of times if you catch a fox, coyote will kill it and destroy it before you get there because coyotes hate fox. And that's why a lot of people use fox glands and fox urine at their sets. I'm not too sure about bobcats and fox, but I know coyotes and fox don't get along. Yeah, but it won't. I'll lose that. Yeah, it don't get negative 13 here. Look at that. We got 20 likes now, 11 people on. That's awesome, guys. Thank you. Yeah, for sure I was going to use. Yeah, usually if I catch something in that set, I'll put some bait in the hole, and that's usually it. I don't worry about putting a urine or any kind of lure or anything because you get so much scent there now that unless you catch like a raccoon, I'll do it if I catch a raccoon. Sister's birthday's on the 13th. Uh, I was a little shy of 20 million possums, but I know I caught over 20. I didn't really keep track of them. I didn't even video most of them. Uh, I don't know. I know I caught at least 20. I caught one huge possum that I skinned. He weighed just a little over 8 pounds, which is a huge possum, honestly, especially for around here. Soul taker and deer scrapes. Yeah, I use my own baits and lures. That's I've used quite a bit of lures. The first year I trapped, I used both the Bobcats I caught. I used Hiawatha Valley and Gusto, and then a lot of our coyotes were on Mark June's Widowmaker. And then I've used some of Trapper Jay's all predator bait and all predator lure this year, and some of his, I call it his long call green slime lure. I've used it quite a bit. I've caught a couple coyotes on sets that I've used that on, and I think when I was using his bait, I wasn't catching anything. It wasn't his bait. Like I was using my bait, his bait. I just in that time frame, I was not catching anything. There was like the first week and a half of January, 2 weeks, I didn't catch anything. Like I was catching a coon every 3 or 4 days, and that was it. So I mean, I wasn't catching anything. I put a lot of his bait out, but the blend lure, it's called intruder lure. Yeah. See, I make my own baits. I've caught most of my coyotes this year on highway or Deadly Highway 71 and Highway 90 roadkill. Uh, so I've been doing really good with this too. I have a test lure that I've been using the last few days, and I've caught 4 coyotes in 3 days out of sets that I put that lure in, and it's a liquid lure, so it's been doing pretty good. But there's lots of good baits and lures out there, lots, and there's also some that aren't very good. All right, see you, PA. Thanks for stopping in. South Coast, South Carolina coast. Yeah, a lot of people that trap in South Carolina that I've talked to. It's kind of surprising to me, anyway. Uh, but it's awesome to see people getting into trapping. I've helped a lot of people that are wanting to get into it. I mean, I bet I've helped 50, 60 people in the last year that have never trapped that want to get into it. I've helped them figure out where they're at, what they have, what kind of land they have to trap, what they can expect, what kind of equipment they need. I've spent lots of time helping these people to gain success in trapping because when I first started trapping, I didn't have anybody to ask questions to. I never even thought about YouTube videos and stuff. Towards the end of that, me and my brother started watching Coon Creek, and we'd watched a couple of his videos. But one of our good friends kind of showed him in his yard one day how to make a coyote set, a dirt hole set. He made one in his yard one day and said, "This is how you do it. This kind of baits I use," and that's kind of what we went off. I went off what my brother said. He said so. That's kind of how we went. I've changed up a lot of stuff from then to now. So, and you know, I talk to Trapper Jay about every day. I ask him information and stuff because he's a way better trapper than I am. You know, hey Bryce. Yeah, there's starting to be a lot more trappers. And trapping is one of those things right now. It's got to be more of a something you love to do, more of a hobby. It's not something you're gonna get into to start making money. I mean, I think that's not gonna happen. I bet in all the fur that I've caught this year and sold, if I didn't make my own bait, I might have made enough money to buy the bait and lure that I've used. And that's it. So, I mean, you're not going to make a lot of money. For sure, didn't make enough money to pay for all my gas. That's for sure. I do hope one day that furs get to be more valuable. 'Cause that would be awesome. It's crazy. There's a lot of critters out there now. You can sell their skulls for more than you can sell their fur. What traps I recommend for bobcats? I'm gonna tell you what. There's lots and lots of good traps for bobcats. There's not a one trap. There's not two or three. There's not even five traps that are perfect for bobcats. I mean, you can use anything. You can go. A lot of people use like number 3 long springs, number 4 long springs. Uh, you can use the MB 650, MB 550, Duke 650, Duke 550, Duke number 3, Duke number 2, Bridger number 2, number 3. There's all kinds of traps. Victors, uh, no BS. There's lots of traps. There's no the best. It's all what you prefer to use. There's not even really a correct size. I like to run number 3s on my Bobcat sets. There's not really a specific reason. I just do. I've started using the Duke 650, and that is really, really becoming my favorite trap. I'll probably end up buying those to use. I want to get some Duke 550s to try out, but the Duke 650s, I really like those. I want to get some no BS Canine Extremes. I love dogless traps. I love them. I have lots of Bridger number 2 dogless. I have a couple Duke number 2 dogless, and I love dogless traps, but those Duke 650s are just awesome. They bed really easy. They're easy to set. They're awesome on catches. They have great lockup, and they're pretty cheap compared to a lot of traps. You wish you could make a bunch of money trapping. Yeah, everybody does, but that's how it is everywhere. You have good luck with MBs. Yeah, I've never personally used MBs. I do know that Duke Duke are cheaper than MBs by, there's a pretty good margin of difference there, and the Dukes have bigger pans. The MB pans compared to the Duke pans are, the MBs have circle pans, the Dukes have big square pans, and on the 650 it's like a rectangle pan. I really like the 650. It's definitely becoming one of my top traps. Like I said, I still want to get some of the No BS K9 Extremes. Try them out. I love dogless traps. I've heard a lot of people talk good about them. I've talked to Kendall multiple times at conventions that I've set up at. We've kind of become pretty good friends doing that, and so I definitely want to support him in getting some, even if they don't really fit the trapping I want to do and fit me. I still want to get some and try them, but you never know. Uh, a lot of people want to talk bad about Duke, talk about how cheap their traps are and their crap. A lot of people are talking about, Duke traps from the 80s, the 70s. I have some just regular Duke number 2s, and I'll admit it, I hate them. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. I have 4 of them, and they're the only 4 traps I don't have set. They're still in my bucket. I hate them, I don't like them. They're hard, to me, they're hard to set. I feel like I have to push the levers past the trap to be able to get the dog over the spring. I don't like the trap. They don't fit me very well. So that's just my opinion. It don't really mean anything. That's just my opinion. Get your hands on some Duke 650s. I like them. You definitely need to check your laws because a lot of states have a maximum of a 6-inch spread, and you can't use them. It has to be 5 3/4 smaller. Ooh, yeah, that really hurts you. So you can't use any number 3s or 650. 5 3/4. So you could use a 550. You could use I think a Duke number 2 or a Bridger number 2. You could use that. I would definitely get some Duke number 2 dogless or great traps and Duke 550. I've heard a lot of them. They're a lot like the 650, so I'd get them. The Duke 550 and 650 are also 4-coil. They're Pro Series. They come night latch. They're ready to go. They're base plated. They got the double swivels. The Duke 550 and 650. They are ready to go out of the box. I will say the Bridgers I got. I ordered a dozen number 2 modified for myself, and just about every one of them I had to take the 2 front coils off because the pressure from them bent the levers like that, and you couldn't set them down. I took those off, and now I can set the trap, but it's really, really hard because the levers are like bent. They don't sit the way they should fully, so you can't just push them straight down. I always have to push them and then like push them out to go over the jaw, the hooks of the jaw. So that's kind of a turn off on me, really. I still like the trap and I'll use them. I have lots of them, but I'm telling you that Duke 650 is. I've yet to have a problem with one. I haven't used them very much, so use quite a bit of bridgers. Yeah, I do the bridger. I do like the 1.5s. They are awesome. Like the bridger 1.5. I got them. I have I have Duke 1.5. What are they? Double jaws. I have one of those. I have a couple just regular 1.5 Dukes, and the Bridger 1.5s beat them out of the water. They're Bridger 1.5s. They're night latched. They come out of the box just perfect set for me. They all set flat. They're night latched. The poundage is perfect. I use those for all my blind sets. My favorite thing to trap. I'd say my absolute favorite thing to trap is coyotes. I love trapping coyotes, but I also like bobcats. Like when I catch a bobcat or a fox, I like catching anything. Anything excites me. I feel blessed to catch anything. If I have a coon, I feel blessed. Possums, I don't really care about possums. I don't feel blessed to catch a possum, but they need taken out and managed just like everything else. But coyotes, I'd say, are definitely my number one. Uh, if we had a bobcat population like we do coyotes, I would probably be it'd probably be bobcats, especially with bobcats being worth as much as they are. The fur is worth 5, 6 times as much as a coyote. The meat is worth money. The glands are worth money. The skulls are worth quite. I mean, you can sell a bobcat skull for like $10. A coyote, you're lucky to get $10 out of everything on a coyote. So, I mean, I know a lot of people, they're bobcats, especially the real spotty ones. They're still getting, 50, $60 out of them. So, but yeah, coyotes, I'd definitely say are my favorite thing to trap. So, I gotta answer this call real quick. Hopefully I don't kick the video. Alright, is everybody still there? What? What's up? I know your name's Justin, but what is Jut and Jin? I'm. How you doing? That just took me by surprise there. I was trying to read that. Oh, Justin and Jennifer, maybe? I don't know. I'm in my own little world. Got 6 people in here. I got a question. Do any of you watch Trapping Across America on TV with Jason Hauser? You watch it a little bit. And that hand's so cold it's numb. There's a crowd. I gotta let my hand warm up before I cut the glands out. My hand is hurting. I think I hear my brother coming up the road. So you guys, did anybody else catch anything today on their trap line? Yeah. I can hear my brother coming up the road. Mangy coyote. You caught a mangy coyote today? What kind of dog proofs do I use? I got a mix of dog proofs. I got a couple Duke. I got a bunch of Bridgers. I got some FP2s, and then I have one Diablo Wolf Creek dog proof. Uh, oh, and I have some Z traps, but I'm not a huge fan of those. I used to like them, but I don't really care for them now. I'm starting to like the FP2s, the Dukes, and the Bridgers more. I think they're real similar. Uh, I think the FP2s, I don't really like the stake. I think the stake's harder to get in the ground. But if I'd have to say all in all, I'd say the Duke and the Bridger are the better ones that I have. They're the ones that I like the most. The FP2s are great. I just don't much care for the stake. It's got like a 2-inch plate at the top that goes down to like a half inch. And it's just, to me, it's harder to get in the ground. We have real hard ground here, so I like the stake with a point on the bottom. So the Bridger and the Dukes are real good for me. Same thing with the Z trap. They got that circle emblem on the stake. I don't know why they put that on there, but that makes it hard to get in the ground around here. So that and the Z trap, they're the push pull. A lot of times when I'm trying to push in the ground, it'll go off, and like when it goes off, it'll hit my pinky or something, and that irritates me. So, and it seems I catch most of my possums in the Z traps. It seems like most of my possums are in Z traps. So, I don't know. appreciated on what traps they can get. I like to hunt and fish. Got in the newspaper, dove hunting and fishing trophies before I was a teen. Again, good luck. So you're saying you're wanting to get into trapping, and you want to know what traps you can use. Uh, Asher, didn't you caught a few mangy cats this year, haven't you? Didn't you catch like a really, really nasty one earlier this year, back in like November? My hand's finally starting to warm up to where I can feel it. I'm telling you, the ends of those fingers, they get so cold they'll start hurting. Like, they'll get numb, start hurting. It's cold out here. Wonder if my phone will tell me what it is. It's probably not as cold as I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. So, my hand's about warm up, so I'm gonna cut these glands off. Uh, the ones that are on here, I don't know what all videos of mine you've watched, but the ones you have watched, what are your favorite ones? Like, what do you prefer to watch more? Do you like the how-to videos? Do you like just the catches? Do you like the remakes? What do you like most? What do you like to see the most? I know I've had some people asking me to do videos on my bait making, but I don't mind doing a few videos, but I don't want to show you guys how I make it. So, I mean, I can do a video of like the basics of a recipe that people can use, but I mean, I don't want to do videos on my recipes, if that makes sense to y'all. I mean, as far as baits, really anything is gonna work. I mean, if you use the right meat, there's a big option there. You got bobcat meat does good, horse meat does good, beaver meat does phenomenal, muskrat meat does good. Somebody's here. I think it's my wife. Just letting my hand warm up. She was at a birthday party, and now we're gonna go eat dinner, but we gotta go home and finish making it. But I've been here talking. It doesn't take me hour and 46 minutes. It don't take me that long to skin a cat. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I'm almost done. Daddy's hand started hurting. He's gotta warm it up. What? Are you watching me? Yeah. Dog? Yeah, dog. You wanna come pet it? Dog. This one isn't gonna bark no more. That one weighed 30 pounds. Yeah. A little smaller than my big one yesterday, but not mine. About the same size, but that one I caught yesterday, he's fat. I think he just ate something pretty big before I caught him, 'cause he was fat. So, I'm just gonna let my hands warm up, and then I'm gonna cut the glands out, and I'm done. Alright. Like last night, this hand started hurting so bad because it's so cold. So, hey, baby. Yeah, you see Daddy? You see me? Eat. You want to eat? Eat? We'll eat at the house here in just a little bit. Hot. It's not hot out here. It's cold. See? See my breath? It's cold. Say bye. See you at the house. Alright, see ya. I like to catch it in the expensive areas. Bye. You brought Sissy? Alright, dear sir, I appreciate that. Uh, I try to make a variety of videos because I know the same thing will get boring. I can only do so many catch videos because season's about over. So, my coon drops to a different location today. Nothing on a few blind sets for the Bobcats. I do need to buy more sets for Bobcats. Yeah. He won't bark anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I just caught one coyote today. The 3 coyotes, that was yesterday. I've had an awesome last couple days. I caught one big coyote today, caught 3 coyotes yesterday. On Tuesday, I caught 2 raccoons, a coyote, and a fox. And then I caught one coyote the 2 days before that. So I've caught at least one coyote the last 5 days. So it's been an awesome week for me. So I was hoping to get to 10 coyotes, and I kind of was thinking that wasn't going to happen because I was at 7. I caught my 7th coyote, I think, Friday. And then I was like, man, it'd be awesome to get to 10. There's only a week left. At the rate I've been going, I doubt it. Well, then, from then on, it's just been catch, 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 catch. So, now I'm at 14 coyotes. So, I got 14 coyotes, 1 fox, 1 bobcat, I think 32 raccoons, I don't know how many possums, and 1 cow. And 3 skunks. I got 3 skunks. My daughter, she's what, 19 months now? 19 months old. So she's just starting to, well, I say just starting. She's been talking for the last 4 or 5 months, but she just picks up one word at a time. So about every animal's a dog. She's just now starting to realize the difference between a pig, cat, cow, and a dog. So she's got some animal puzzles, and you can tell her where's the raccoon, and she'll go grab the raccoon and put it in the place it is. So she's smart. So every time she goes on the trap line, doesn't matter. If she sees a raccoon, she says cat. If I have a coyote, it's dog. Fox, she wasn't, the fox, she said dog on the fox. Three coyotes, a possum, and a couple coons all week. That's really not bad, I was talking earlier about catches, what you catch depends a lot on how much time you have, how many traps you are able to put out and run, how much land you have. So that has a big difference on what you can catch. Well, I got grape Kool-Aid. It's just about frozen. Alright, I'm going to get these glands cut out. So, what are some videos you guys would like to see? I'm not too sure if we're going to get to go to any conventions. If we do, how many? It's expensive to go to those. So, I'm going to do a lot of videos at those if I get to go. We are going to go to the Missouri convention because this year it's in where I live. So, we're going to go to that one for sure. He gets our smarts from you? Yeah, that's not true. Yeah, Sky is my wife, in case you people didn't figure that one out. But, yeah, she's smart. And, she's been walking since she was 9 months old. Well, she's been running since she was, 9.5 months old. I do not do any water trapping. I don't have Where I go, I don't have any water to trap. There's places that I can go trap beaver, but they're like 25, 30-minute drive, and I don't want to have to drive that far every single day. So, all right, let's cut the glands out. So, like I said, I cut the pads out. I use them in my recipes. Every bait maker is different. Honestly, a lot of your bait makers don't use the pads. I don't be able to get all those in the bucket. The big why. Sometimes it's hard to get that out without cutting the vein. The last cow I did yesterday, I cut that vein and boy, it squirted blood like 4 foot. That not old my brother. He's like, well, I'm gonna go home and watch my work code now. Sometimes I don't. I don't know why my phone disconnected there. Turned around and said it was not connected. You're right next to the lakes. Right next to the land between the lakes and Tennessee. We got a little water here, laugh out loud. See, I have there's a lake not too far from my house, but it's in Arkansas. You know, the dirt road we live on, if you take it the back way, it's about 2 miles to the Arkansas line. Well, Bella Vista is that town. 2 miles to the Arkansas line. Well, Bella Vista is that town, and they got like 6 lakes. But again, it's in Arkansas, and I don't want to buy an out-of-state tag, so out-of-state license anyway. And then in Missouri, there's a place I can go trap beaver, and they got beaver, mink, otter, stuff like that. But you know, that's I don't want to have to drive 30 minutes every day. You know, that's 30 minutes one way just to get there. That's where you live in Arkansas. Where do you live in Arkansas? Well, it's cold out here. Yeah, the veins do bleed bad. They say that when they're hanging like this, all that blood runs right here into those veins. You pop one of them, you're gonna have a mess. I'm not real. I'm not real far from you. In a little town called Slovak. Never heard of it. It honestly sounds like a place that would be in Russia. Slovak. 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 Oh. Yeah, there's quite a few people that don't live too far from me. If you guys know Cletus Richards with Apple Road Baits and Lures, he lives less than an hour from me in Carthage. A couple hours from Sykeston. I I'm not real sure about Sykeston. I think Sykeston's about an hour and a half, hour and a half. I'm not real sure. A lot of people know where Joplin is. We are exactly south of Joplin, Missouri, about 45 minutes. We're right. I mean, we are right on the Arkansas line. Like I said, there's the dirt road. You take it 2 miles and you're in Arkansas. So I do not know any of those places. Is it like in southern Arkansas or? Say I'm on the northern part. I'm northwest Arkansas is where I'm at. Home of everything. Walmart, Tyson, Simmons, JB Hunt. Home of everything. You know, it's basically a city. The Walmart tried to get the capital of Arkansas moved to Bentonville. So I can tell people Bentonville, to a lot of city people, is not a very big city place, but there is lots and lots and lots and lots of money in Northwest Arkansas. I mean, like I said, it's where I live. Within 100 miles, you got the home of Simmons, Tyson's, Walmart, Sam's Club, of course, Lazy Boy, JB Hunt. Uh, I mean, I go for days and days and days. There's all kinds of major companies that are from right here. It's crazy. What is it? Eureka Pizza? Eureka or Domino's, one is from here. Uh, Ott's, like if you guys know Ott's sauce, like they make barbecue sauces, hot sauce stuff. They're from here. The duck capital, yeah. So there is a ton of companies from here. If you guys fish, you ever heard of Arky, Arky Baits and Lures? They're from here. Pico Baits and Lures, they're from here. War Eagle, uh, they make bass. My mind's going blank. But spinning bass things, they make those. About an hour from Little Rock. Yeah, I don't like I say I don't even know. I think we're 4 hours from Little Rock, 4 or 5 hours. There's not a Remington that I've heard of around us. I say if you've heard of Bentonville, Arkansas, Rogers, Springdale, Fayetteville, that's kind of the area I am. Or if you go in Missouri, you got Jane, Pineville, Neosho, Joplin, stuff like that. War Eagle boats. I don't know about War Eagle. There's a possibly there's a place that's called War Eagle, and a lot of people go trout fish there, and that's not too far from us. Little Rock's 4 hours. Yeah, yeah. I don't know where Remington and Stuttgart is. Another one for the hunters. Bass Pro is from our area. Redneck Blinds is from our area, not too far away. There's a lot of stuff that's from our area. It's kind of crazy. Um, was it Habit? Habit Clothing. They're from our area. Outdoor Cap. They're from our area. And all these are within 100 miles of where I live. Benton, Arkansas. Yeah, Benton, Arkansas isn't real far. Are you talking about Benton County or Benton, Arkansas? Shut up, dog. Oh, no, you don't. Almost ripped that vein open. Shut up! Yeah. Be nice to me. It was right next to a rundown gas station. Benton, the city. Yeah, it's not too far. Rundown gas stations, dude. That's like every gas station around here. There's the ones that are nice are because they're like 2, 3 years old. All the other ones are just crap holes. Uh, there's some gas stations that's where you walk in, you'll probably catch a disease just from walking in. Yeah. Our area. Here's another thing a lot of you might not know, but once upon a time, not too long ago, like 10 years ago, we were the number one area for meth. Like, uh, we was watching, me and my brother was watching some like incarcerated show, and there was some people on there talking about they got arrested for meth. They used to sell lots of meth. Well, their code for meth was 417, and that's our area. I trap for a hobby. I should definitely be able to get more for coon, but I let a friend get the coons for $7 on my life. $7 is good for a coon right now. Yeah, say there's a lot of gas stations around here that are not open anymore. A lot of people park in. So we used to have a bunch of easy marks here, and like overnight they all went away. It's mostly around here now. You have come and goes and Casey's. Um, then there's some like Love's Truck Stop. You got one of those up in Joplin, stuff like that. But around here it's mostly just Casey's and come and goes. No, shut up. Oh, here's one for you. If my wife's on here, she'll laugh about this one. Have you guys ever, when you've dispatched a coyote, have you ever had one fart like really, really, really loud for like 10 seconds? Because I dispatched one, the big one, I dispatched it yesterday. I went to step on him to keep him from flopping around or whatever. And I mean, as soon as I shot, I went to take a step and he just started farting. And it was like 10 seconds long and it was ridiculous. And no, a lot of bait makers do keep like a lot of people keep like the gallbladder, the kidneys, the liver, the urinary tract, stuff like that. I don't do that. Uh, there's a couple reasons why I don't do it. The main reason is I don't want to have to cut it open and mess with all the guts. As I'm trying to dispose of it, I don't want all the guts to be everywhere. Reason two, to me, I kind of feel like that stuff is just filler in your glands. I mean, the glands I keep are your main glands, like you got the big ones behind the ears, and then underneath the front arms and the knees of the back legs. And then I keep, on the males, I'll keep the testicles. On the females, I'll cut their, whatever you want to call it, off the hide. And then the poop shoots, the buttholes. Laugh aloud, no, can't say that I have. Well, I did yesterday, and it kind of scared me because I wasn't expecting it. I just shot and I went up there to step on it and he just started ripping a big one. I used to have walker dogs and goats, coyote pens. And 1,900 acre pen. Goodness. Yeah. But this one's done for the night. And now, again, I do not eat coyote. I'm not going to cut the back straps and the hams off and go home and eat them. So, sorry for anybody that don't like wasting meat, but I'm not eating this. Oh, we're done with that one. I've been talking too much. That would take me an hour and 50 minutes. What? What are you laughing at? My hand's cold. I gotta go get a bucket of water. Water hose we had out here froze a little while back and busted, so instead of spraying the pad off and stuff, I gotta get a bucket of water and wash it off. I wouldn't touch a coyote for money to eat it. I mean, I don't mind touching them. I mean, I just skinned one, so I don't mind touching it, but I know what you mean. But, yeah. I say coyote's nasty, but there's a lot of things that people eat on a frequent basis that I would eat coyote before I'd eat that, like squid, oyster, clams. Yeah, I'm good. I'll eat a coyote before I eat a clam any day. Or oysters, like, yeah, I'd rather eat a coyote backstrap than suck an oyster out of a shell. I'm good, dude. That's like phlegm that I cough up. Let it drip a little overnight. Yeah. That's what we do with our deer. We got a walk-in cooler here. We can fit about 20, 25 deer in. We'll hang them and let them sit for 2 or 3 days before we work them up and let that meat get all nice and stuff. But I can see my breath. I don't know how cold it is out here, but it's definitely colder than it is at my house. You don't eat shellfish? I'm good, man. I don't mind like fish. Like I'll eat catfish, crappie, bass, stuff like that. I don't mind, but I don't even like shrimp. See, and to me, shrimp don't taste bad. Just to me, shrimp tastes like what you cook it with, or I mean, if you cook shrimp with garlic butter, it tastes like garlic butter. That's the only flavor. To me, if you just take shrimp and eat it, there's no flavor. I need a wood stove. I'm outside. I know it looks like there's a wall back there, but I mean, I'm outside there. Look. Wood stove wouldn't do me no good. Wall. That wall right there, we built that probably about 5 years ago, and there's just a wind block because most of our wind goes this way, so we built that as a wind block, so we can sit here and skin, and that would block some of the wind. It says it's 30. What's the feels like? Negative 6,000? Good lord. I'm just kidding. The feels like it's probably 29. I have a big shop at my house, and next year I'm going to have a skinning spot in my shop. Me and my brother have already talked about it, so just in the summer when I have time. Right now, trapping, skinning, all this stuff, I ain't got time. So, of course, in the summer that's when I make all my baits and lures, and then we got convention season. Flair got you watching Trapper J. Just saw your video and subscribed. You got to eat the fresh oysters and shrimp. No, I don't. I don't have to eat anything. My wife can eat all them. My wife loves shrimp and stuff like that. You're hitting the teens tonight here. I mean, my wife says it says 30, but it don't feel like it. It is cold out here. Yeah, I've never got to talk to Flair. Never met him or anything. Never talked to him either. But I talk to Trapper J about all the time. We do a lot of stuff together. I'm trying to sponsor him. I try. I tell him I'm just a small guy. Ain't got a lot of money, but I'm gonna help you all I can. So that's I asked earlier if anybody watches the Trapping Across America with Jason Hauser. I'm gonna be one of the main. Well, I won't say one of the main sponsors, but one of the big sponsors of that show. So it's 29. Feels like how can it feel like it's warmer than the actual temperature? That don't even make sense. That makes no sense at all. It's 29, but it feels like it's 32. Okay. It might be 32 in that house. But yeah, I'm gonna be one of the big sponsors of that show. We have a commercial on it and everything. So, I've actually planned this like 6 months ago. Having a commercial made. It's been in the process being made for 4 or 5 months. It was supposed to start airing in January, but it's being pushed back a little bit. I ain't gonna talk too much about it because I don't know if it's supposed to be talked about, so I'll just be quiet with the rest of it. No need for me to get in trouble. I know how a lot of those people like to be hush hush, so. But yeah, I'm gonna be one of the main sponsors of Trapper J soon. He just don't know it. You didn't see it last season. I do know he said 2 years ago they had a time slot, and then last year the time slot was different, and this year they're going back to their old time slot. I do know last year they had Sawmill Creek. He had Sawmill Creek. I think he did 2 episodes with them. So, but do you guys want to watch me clean everything, or you want me to just jump off? I'm gonna let this run to 2 hours. It's an hour and 58, so I'm gonna at least let it run to 2 hours before I get off. You watched the first season? Yeah, Sawmill. Yeah, Sawmill was one of the sponsors last year. I think some of their bigger sponsors last year was Sawmill and Jeff Haggerty. With Hags brackets and stuff. And then, I don't know how many of you guys know Trapper Adrian, but he's starting a podcast, and I'm one of the sponsors for that too. There's a trapping district in Missouri. I'm the main sponsor for their district. So I'm trying to be sponsored, try to get my name out a little bit. Some of that stuff's expensive. I can tell you what, that commercials, it was expensive. That's about where all my convention money for this year went. So I don't know if we're gonna get to do very many conventions this year. Here's a tip. If your hands are ever cold, stick them in water that's almost frozen. It'll warm them up real quick. I promise you. Oh my God. So here's my coyote gland bucket. Let me see if I can get this smashed down. Get the lid on it. Oh God. I don't think it's gonna happen. Might have overdone this one. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the lid on this. Might have to use my wife's coffee cup to fit the rest of these in. Thank you, man. You've met Trapper Adrian a couple times. Is that who you're talking about? Thank you, dear Slayer. I try to do my best. I try to be as informative and interesting as I can. You know, I can only do so much, but I try my best. Again, want to thank you guys. Thank you all for hopping on and spending some time with me while I skinned a coyote. That took me almost 2 hours because I yak, talk. But, you know. I don't think I'm going to wash any more of my stuff. I'm cold. It's too cold to be putting my hands in that water. I appreciate it, guys. You got 23 likes, so that means 23 people seen this. That's awesome. I appreciate it, guys. It really means a lot. Try to do my best. Try to help out as much as I can. That's, you know, all the videos I do, I try to help anybody out. If I can help one person out, they're all worth it. So, and I know I've heard from a couple people that my videos helped them. The skunk video, I've heard from 2 or 3 people saying that that helped them watching the skunks, because I guess a lot of people didn't know that. So, your coffee cup. That's what. My glands, I can't get the lid to go in the bucket. I'm going to have to use your coffee cup to fit the ones that won't fit in here in. Yeah, it ain't happening. Hopefully that lid don't blow off when I go home. I appreciate it, you know. When I did that video, I didn't know if that would really be a video anybody be interested or if it would help anybody. So I did it, and I'm glad it helped people. That's out of all my videos, I've heard more people say that that video helped them. So that's awesome. You know, I love hearing it. I love knowing that I was able to help people with whatever. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. If I have anything to skin tomorrow, I'll probably do a live while I'm doing that. If you guys enjoy the live videos while I'm skinning, I'll continue to do them. Like I said, Monday's the last day, so I don't know how many more times I'll be able to do a live while skinning, but we'll definitely continue doing lives. That's what I said. If anybody has a TikTok, uh, I just I think we got almost 1,200 followers on there today, so I'm gonna start doing a couple lives on there. That's a whole different ball game trying to do TikTok, man. I've had 3 videos taken down. I got restricted today for trying to post a new profile picture. They told me uh, if I do one more community guideline thing, that my account pretty much is going to be deleted. And I've only had it for a month, and I've already made them that mad. So I appreciate it, dear Slayer. So again, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Hope your trapping season is full of lots of fur. I know some of you still got a couple months to go, and some of you, like me, only got a few days to go. So hope you guys have a great rest of your trapping season. Appreciate you guys jumping on and spending time with me. Appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel and supporting my business. It means a lot to me. I'm still fairly young. I'm 27 years old, so it means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.